Good morning, Josh, Jaros, Americans for Parental Equality. You need to hear this one. This is very important. If you live in Texas, we've got some serious issues in Texas, and this is why we fight for equal parenting. And I'm going to ask for some privacy with my children's mother. Please do not go looking her up on Facebook or whatnot. She stood by with me. This morning I had a court hearing. My children's mother and I have agreed to equal parenting with no child support. We're getting along great. We've been doing this for over a year. We wanted to make this official. This morning at 9 o'clock, we had a docket call with Judge Jack O'Reilly out of Conroe. He's an associate judge. Now, every parent that does an agreed order, generally what happens is you send it in and the judge signs off on it, unless there's been domestic violence, child abuse, or neglect. So we went before this judge this morning, and they denied the right for us to enter into an agreed order for parenting time, for equal parenting time, and no child support. The AG's office and the judge refused to give us this order, refused to sign off on it. There was no reason to do it. Look, a lot of us as leaders in this equal parenting movement, they're beating us down, and there's some retaliation going on. There's no question in my mind. I called the Texas Attorney General's office last week, I believe it was last Thursday or Friday, and asked him, what is the standard procedure when parents agree to orders? I know some parents who have agreed to equal shared parenting. And usually what you do is you file it with the court and they sign off on the order. This didn't happen to me. They're singling me out. The judge asked for a prove-up. So my ex and I showed up, said this is what we want. And the judge says we're not going to do it. You need the Attorney General's office signature on this line. We know this isn't standard procedure. We know that they're retaliating against us. We've got other fathers in Texas who have been involved with the equal shared parenting movement. You know, my ex told me, she said, we just want this to be over with. We want this equal parenting thing. This is what we want. We see it's benefited our kids. We're sick and tired of the state getting involved in our business. We want them out. And they won't let us out. We can't go before a judge and say this is what we want. So when you hear people say that if parents agree to an order for equal parenting, they can get it, they can't. We're being prevented. It's a state that is out of control. The Texas Office of Attorney General is preventing my ex and I from agreeing to an equal parenting order with no child support. This is real. We need to change these laws. This is a state that is bent on getting profit from child support. And they're retaliating against me because I've spoken out about this issue. I'm not giving up. I've already called my representatives, my state senator. I know other calls are being made right now. This is unfathomable that they will do this to my children, to my children's mother, and to me. And it's got to stop. And so I'm fighting this. We're going to keep working on this. But folks, pray for those of us that are working on this issue in Texas, because we believe there are some people pulling some strings. I got another father, I'm not going to mention his name, that has worked with us for a number of years. And they've denied all right of contact to his kids. They've roiled him up in so much family litigation. Look at Jeff Younger, what they've done to him and his family. They are retaliating against us for fighting for equal parenting, and they do it through their lawyers groups. There is no doubt in my mind right now. I was told that this was standard procedure. There is nothing in my order that is out of the ordinary. This was something that my children's mother and I agreed to. And there is no reason for them to throw us through the ringer again and again. In fact, I was told by the judge that even if we went to an agreed order and we did all the proper legal work, he still probably was, he didn't say whether he would sign it or not, but he snuffed his nose at it. So I just wanted to get this out there, share this video. Equal parenting in Texas, even if parents agree to it, it doesn't mean you're going to get it.
So there you heard from Josh Jaros, another father in Texas. And for all you doubting Thomases all those years that thought that Kayla's just making all this bull crap up about deadbeat Ken Paxton, I'm not. Josh literally lives in the county in Texas that I just fled here to sunny Florida in order to get away from that crap. Fortunately, my children are older and grown. Josh's are not. I've met Josh years ago. We're not real close, but I've met him years ago. He's been at this for a very long time. In fact, one of my videos, and I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, I'll put a link to it in the description when I'm done. He is the actual guy that I was talking about, that I said I wouldn't mention his name, but he's got his name out there. This man has gone through the ringer every bit as hard as I have. I think he did almost 6 months in jail, if I'm not mistaken, last year. Yeah, and then got out a little bit early because of COVID. So again, I'm not making this up. And by the way, whoever he was talking about, the other person he couldn't mention, he was not talking about me, though. If he was, it wouldn't hurt my feelings because my name's already out there. Ken Paxton already knows that I don't like him. And Eva Guzman and George P. Bush and Lee Merritt and Joe Jaros are all running for Ken Paxton's place, and this is about the third or fourth time I brought this up in the video. None of them have brought up or talked about their position on Title 4T and the Crooked Family 4T, Title 4D of the Social Security Act, and none of them have taken a position on it, which just tells me they don't want to, because this is a sticky situation, but we're putting the pressure on them. So you 4 people running for Ken Paxton's position, the pressure is on now. We're going to force your hand. You're going to take a position. You're either going to stand against Title 4D in these crooked courts, or you're going to be supporting. And we're watching you. We're watching all of you. And ironically enough, Ken Paxton himself is the only person who has mentioned Title 4D that I've found. If I'm wrong, George P. Bush, Eva Guzman, Lee Merritt, and Joe Jaworski. If I've missed something, let me know. And if I've not missed something and you haven't talked about it, your actions speak louder than your words. Way to go, Josh. Way to go. I'm glad you and your ex are getting along. Finally, I'm really happy to hear it. Let's keep up the pressure on these crooks.